We are now reading chapter number 60. That is, uh, or rather, we can call this a lesson number 60. The title is Find Three Great Friends. Cultivating great friendships is one of the surest way to find more happiness and joy in your life. Recent studies show that those with a wide circle of friends and family live longer, laugh more, and worry less. But friendships, like all the good things in life, take time, energy, and commitment. Having said this, few things will offer greater rewards. As one philosopher wrote many centuries ago, there is nothing in the world more valuable than friendship. Those who banish it from their lives remove as it were sun from the earth. Because of all the nature's gift, it is the most beautiful and the most pleasing. As I grew up, my father often said that the person where three great friends the person with three great friends is a rich person indeed. I have never forgotten this advice and encourage you to take it to heart as well. To build deeper friendships, you must be willing to move out of your comfort zone, break the ice with people you might not know very well, and show sincere warmth. If you plant the seed of friendship, you are bound to receive a rich harvest of great friends. At a cocktail party, have the courage to walk over to someone who you would like to get to know more and introduce yourself. Every human being has a deep need for affection, and most people will be delighted you took that initiative. And if they do not respond to you, so what? Rather than viewing it as a rejection, see it as their loss and politely move on to the next person who can benefit from all you have to offer. A while ago, my mom's car had a flat tire. While she was on her way to do an errand, she asked a stranger who was watering the lawn in front of her house whether she would mind if mom left the car in the driveway while she walked to the gas station nearby to get some help. The woman said she didn't mind, and so my mother left. After returning and having the flat tire repaired, my mom went to the front door of the house and warmly thanked the owner for her kindness. The woman, in turn, invited my mom in for a cup of tea. Over the next hour, the two of them discovered that they have grown up in the same town, gone to the same school, and knew many of the same people. A great friendship developed simply because my mother took the initiative to make a new friend. And moving on to the next lesson, that is lesson number 61, read the artist's way. We are all creative beings. When I first saw The Artist's Way on the shelf of my favorite bookstore years ago, when I was still practicing law, I did not pick it up. At the time, I believed it was only for artists, and I would therefore not benefit from it. Over time, however, I realized that every single one of us has an almost limitless wellspring of creativity deep within us. And we all need to use this creativity on a daily basis to get the most from our life, whether we are lawyers, homemakers, teachers, engineers, business executives, or musicians. The realization that I, as a lawyer, was a creative being created a whole new sense of awareness inside of me. I started to attend seminars on creativity. I also read more books on the subject and searched for ways I could express this natural creativity to improve the way that I live personally, professionally, and spiritually. Eventually, my search led me to write my first book, Read The Artist's Way, and have the shelf have the self discipline to go through each of the thoughtful exercises the author suggests you to do. Unlocking your creative spirit will fuel your upward path to self discovery and make every single of one of your days more far fulfilling. The next lesson is learn to meditate. The French mathematician Pascal wrote, all man's mesmerizes derive all man's miseries derived from not being able to sit quietly in a room alone. We all have become experts at filling our lives with noise and activities. We wake up to the sound of radio blaring and dress while the television news is on. We drive to work listening to the latest traffic report and spend the next 8 hours in a bustling office. When we come home at the day's end, we delve into the evening's activities against the background sound of the television, ringing phones, and humming computers. Pascal was right. Most of our misery do stem from the fact that we have lost sight of the importance of being silent for for even a short period every day of our lives. Without the ability to concentrate, a full and complete life is not possible. If you lack the mental focus to stay with one activity for any length of time, you will not be able to achieve your goals, build your dreams, or enjoy your life's progress process. Without a disciplined mind, trivial thoughts and worries will nag at you, and you will never have the capacity to immerse yourself into more meaningful pursuits. Without deep concentration, your mind will be your master rather than your servant. Your own life changed the day My own life changed the day I learned to meditate. Meditation is not some new age practice reserved for monks sitting at the top of the mountains. On the contrary, meditation is an age old technique that was developed by some of the world's wisest people to gain full control of the mind and, in doing so, to manifest its enormous potential for worthy pursuits. Meditation is a method to train your mind to function in a way it was designed to function. And here's the key benefit: the peace and tranquility you will feel after 25 minutes of daily meditation will infuse every remaining minute of your day. You will become more patient in your relationships and more serene at the office and more happy while you are alone. Meditation will make you far better parent, life partner, business person, and a friend. You cannot afford not to discover the power of this 5,000-year-old mind training discipline. The next lesson: have a living funeral. When I was doing research for the monk who sold his Ferrari, I came across the story of an Indian Maharaja who would engage in a bizarre morning ritual. Every day, immediately after waking up, he would celebrate his own funeral, complete with music and flowers. All the while, he would chant, I have lived fully, I have lived fully, I have lived fully. When I first read this, I could not understand the purpose of this man's ritual. So I asked my father for some guidance. His reply was, son, what this Maharaja is doing is connecting to his mortality every day of his life, so he will live each day as if it was his last. His ritual is a very wise one and reminds him of the fact that time slips through our hands like grains of sand, and the time to live life greatly is not tomorrow but today. While on his deathbed, Plato was asked by a friend to summarize his great life's work, the dialogues. After after much reflection, he replied in only two words: practice dying. The ancient thinkers had a saying that captured the point Plato made in other terms. That ought to be death, ought to be right there before the eyes of those who are young, just as much as before the eyes of those who are very old. Every day, therefore, should be regulated as if it were one of that brings up the rear, the one that rounds out and completes our lives. Having a living funeral will reconnect you to the fact that time is a priceless commodity, and the best time to live a richer, wiser, and more fulfilling life is right now. We're moving on to the next lesson, that is stop complaining and start living. Stop complaining about having no time for yourself and get up an hour earlier. You have the option, why not exercise it? Stop complaining about not being able to exercise, given all that is on your plate these days. If you sleep 7 hours a night and work 8 hours every day, you still have more than 63 hours for free time every week to do all the things you want to do. This amount of 252 hours every month and 3024 hours every single year to spend on life's pursuit. There is never been a more exciting time to be alive in the history of the world, and you have the choice to seize the boundless possibilities of that every day presents to you. If you are not as fulfilled or as happy or as prosperous or as peaceful as you know you could be, stop blaming your parents or the economy or your boss and take full responsibility for your circumstances. This will be the first step to a completely new way of looking at your life and the starting point of a better way to live. As George Shaw said, the people who get on to this world are the people who get up and look at the circumstances they want, and if they can't find them, they make them. Make wiser choices about the thoughts you will allow to enter your mind, as well as the attitude you will bring to your days and the way you will spend the hours of your time. Stop complaining and start living. In the words of the poet Rudyard Kipling, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth, worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it. We are moving on to the next lesson, that is increase your value. In the new economy you will find yourself in, you will be compensated not by how hard you work, but by how much value you add to the world around you. Think about it. If you are currently being paid $20 an hour, this money is being given to you not simply because you showed up at the desk for those 60 minutes, but you add $20 worth of perceived value during those 60 minutes. So, the monetary reward you receive is determined not by how long you work, but by how much value you add. This is why the brain surgeon is paid so much more than a McDonald's employee. Is a brain surgeon a better person? Not necessarily. Is a brain person smarter? Who knows? But one thing is certain, the brain surgeon accumulated far more specialized knowledge than a person working in a McDonald's. There are far fewer people who can do what a brain surgeon does. And as a result, the brain surgeon is perceived far more valuable to the marketplace. This is why a brain surgeon is paid 10 times over than a person who flips burgers. Money simply becomes a symbol of how much value each person has added to the world at large. So, to be paid more money in your work, you must add more add more value to the world. And the best way to begin adding value to the world is to start becoming a more valuable person. Acquire skills no one else has. Read books no one else is reading. Think through think thoughts no one else is thinking. Or to put it to another way, you cannot have all that you want if you remain the person you are. To get more from life, you have to be more in your life. You're done with this chapter lesson. Thank you.